play it at your next Mörkborg game or Pendragon or something like that. I'm actually looking to run Pendragon.
Ah, there we go. We're back on.
What's Pendragon?
Oh, let's take that after the stream, and
Okay.
we can make characters when you're ready.
All right. So make sure I can see what's going on in the chat. Whoops! No. But no, computer. Oh, let's put myself back on camera. Hello, everyone. We're back. Just had a slight power issue that cut me off. So.
Minor technical difficulties.
Wow. Just gonna get reset here. Reset my things here really quickly.
What was the last thing you heard, Corby?
You were just about to ask. I had asked about if you need a ship to leave, you should leave now before they lock down. And then the bear was saying something.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Was what was said.
That's the plan, but I'll also tell you for free that anybody going deeper into the sword worlds from here is not getting away from it. It's already on Andril.
Well, they typed that down. Noted. We've been getting reports from Orcrist as well. So that makes sense.
Oh gosh, we're being chased by the plague.
Mm-hmm.
Out of character thing,
Hmm.
you can really tell that this game was built by nerds.
One big nerd in particular.
Yes, and we all appreciate him so much.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, that's a strong word.
Well, then my favorite thing is I did read an article about Mark Miller, who created the whole thing and who did this 5th edition specifically, that at cons when he plays Traveler, all he has his players do is roll up their stats and he just uses those. He was totally serious. Everywhere in the book where you see, use only as necessary, or whatever it is, or make only as necessary. Yeah, he's totally serious. He himself, when he runs the game, runs it very minimalist.
Well, especially at a con, you kind of don't want to go through the whole process.
Yeah, but I mean, he pretty much flat out said he loves like designing and making all the tables and stuff. But as a GM and a player, he's kind of a minimalist.
I mean, his games might be fairly deadly as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Corby almost
Especially
gave me a
at
deadly plague, so...
Yeah.
Not for lack of trying.
Thank you for bringing
Not for lack of
us
trying.
back on track. The deadly plague. Yes.
So, what does Tarbin do with this information after informing the TAS?
I'm still looking for a route to Spoom. Preferably with something that's just come out of the Darien Confederation and hasn't been on the ground long.
Are you infected? I think was something I asked.
That is the guy asking?
Yeah.
A claw against a back suit. But on this thing, as soon as I heard about it, I'm clean. As are my companions.
A route to Spoom sounds very naughty. Thanks, Morbid Gaming.
That's me.
Oh. Well, I blame you then. No. Well, you got ticket. You got some sort of passage to pay for, or you got the credits to pay for? Because the only thing selling, everyone's selling at high passage prices right now.
Well, I'll show them our high passage transferable tickets.
So that's what, 2 of you? How many are you?
3.
3 of you have high passage.
And 2 had mid.
Well, No one's gonna be buying. No one's gonna be selling at mid prices, knowing that they can charge higher. Everyone in here is already trying to arrange for tickets out of here, and they're paying more than than your standard. I mean, I could put you in. Don't worry. TAS goes first, but if you want to pay for everyone else who's not part of the society, you'll have to pay the extra cost.
All right, fair enough.
Or low passage, but I don't think you want to pay for that. Smuggle you in cargo.
Right.
Well, not you, your friends.
Yep. See what you can do for me. I'll see if I can't negotiate from that point.
Well, who are you negotiating with? Are you just going to talk to whoever you can, or because I can get you a sit down, just a matter of figuring out if you have the credits to do it.
I don't think.
Right, we're going to hire it. Right. We also want to talk to the guys so that we can negotiate them down. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, we've got the credits to pay. We might have things to offer that might get us a break on the current high prices. That's all I'm saying.
So, do you want me to give you a name, or do you want us to meet here or at their ship?
How does this usually work, Corby? I mean, the player's not.
So you could, if you're trying to stay a bit above board and in the open, even among travelers, you would just have them meet in a lounge, especially if it's a traveler, a member of the TAS. If you're meeting someone who's not TAS approved or a member, or someone who you want to meet with someone but not openly, you'd meet at their ship, like right at their gangplank and in hushed tones.
No,
if you want to be super sketchy, you meet at a spacer bar in the Star Town.
No, I don't want to be sketchy. I'm a bear with money. Let's meet in the lounge, the TAS lounge.
Okay. So that's where you're going. Oops.
And Iblith Atil can come with me as my guest if he wants, since he's got the ability to kind of suss out infected.
Yes.
Meanwhile, someone's heading off to a hospital.
You're just gonna walk up and be like, "Hello, I have the plague."
Hello, yes. I might have gotten the plague. Please help.
So you step out of the starport into the Star Town surrounding the spaceport, looking for a hospital.
Wearing my suit, as mentioned earlier.
Give me education. I know that. I'm trying to think what skill would apply.
Give. There's a lot of demands from you.
I'm a very demanding person.
I mean, from the 4 years I've known you, yeah, you are.
3 dice education to puzzle out a medical facility that you know will be able to help you.
Oh, good. The doctor's here.
Hello.
Doctor who?
Dr. Me.
Doctor you.
The plague is both real and here.
And it's transmitted psychically. Our Hiver friend has it. I was able to block it. And
Education 10 and...
Oh, you hit it. Yep.
the entire planet of Orcus is probably already infected, if not the majority.
Well, yeah, Narfil. Orcus also just happened. You've heard through the Traveler, the TAS, that the...
Oh, Arundel. Right, sorry. Arundel was the planet I was on. We were on when I scanned.
Anduril, right?
Anduril.
Anduril?
Anduril,
The Flame of the
Narsil,
West.
Orcrist. And
Scalabur.
we're going to Darien, which isn't a sword, last time I checked.
Right.
Not yet. The Navy can
No,
change
no.
that equation. No.
Didn't work last time.
So you're able to get into find yourself in a hospital in Narsil. in the Star City rather, not on the planet as a whole. And you're able to report your illness to them, which they are well versed in. You are thanked for coming into the hospital and traveling with your suit on. They'll ask you to keep it on as much as possible while you're around anyone, because as far as they can tell, it is transmitted by psychically through proximity. But the psi shielding in vac suits does protect people, and it does isolate you from transmitting it. At present, they don't have a cure. There is a lot of research on the topic. But what they can do, if your suit fails, they can do two things for you. They can normally vac suits only have like a certain amount of life in their they have like maybe like 24 hours worth of air and atmosphere to use. They can modify your vac suit to be sort of a medical emergency suit that it's not great for vac suiting in general, but it does help. You can use a switch that can, if you pay for it, they can use a switch to allow the airflow to go normally, but it keeps the psi shields part of the suit on. That said, when they explain that to you, with your vac suit skill, as high as it is, I won't make you roll because it's just too high. You could do that yourself. That's just a vac suit thing. If you program a vac suit a certain way, it will do that. It's just that by default it doesn't do that, so some dummy doesn't throw the suit on and kill themselves. It's like no, you can override parts of the suit. You just need to know what to do. And they've kind of inadvertently explained it, but they don't have a cure for it currently. But they do confirm that you do have this a version of a illness known as, get the name in a timely manner, that'd be nice. There we go. This is
autism.
Is it terminal?
Ontrope spirit syndrome. It eventually is, because what will happen is that at the end of a week, you mechanically, at the end of a week, you test your endurance, and then if you fail, you test against the illness. If you fail, you take damage to your endurance, and once it hits 0, it starts going into one of your next highest physical stat, and then it starts attacking that. Once 2 of your stats reduces 0, you collapse and go into a coma, at which point at that point you're not dead yet, but it will start attacking the last physical stat, and once that hits 0, you're dead. You just get the thing is, what's weirding them out is that the Entrope syndrome is normally something that they would see a virus that would be attacking you. This is presenting all the symptoms of the Entrope spirit syndrome, but usually there's like it's like from bad food or like certain tainted drinks from the Entrope system. But no one has that virus. They haven't clued in that this is they know it's psychically spread, but they don't know how people caught it in the first place. So they're not sure how to counter it other than just get people to put on psi shield suits.
Well, I can't help you with that. All I can ask is how much would this modification cost? So that I know how much I will be saving by making it my own.
1,000 credits.
If you just do this, and this with your vac suit, then that should work. You can reduce that cost to, in order to pay for the vac suit specialist that you have to bring in to modify them here.
Well, we thank you for your advisory, but we know what we're doing.
Yeah, but we're a for-profit
Obviously
hospital.
you don't.
Oh boy.
Besides that, well, you don't have, what is it, almost 30 years of experience in just vac suits. but besides that, he doesn't. Either who. Long-lasting steroids in order to combat this. Would that help? Because I would rather not collapse during a walk.
What they could do, there is a drug regimen they can give to you that would cost 3,000, and that would temporarily buff your endurance enough to kind of help you weather the next hit. So they can't repair what's lost because they don't know how to cure the disease, but they can give you a buff to your endurance that will help with the next week's worth of thing. Each dose is about 3,000, so you can take it week to week, and maybe you can just weather the storm that way.
Well, I am willing to do that. I might as well sit here and help you modify people's vac suits while I wait for my comrades to make themselves heard, and for the drugs to kick in. How does that sound?
Sure. How many doses are you buying?
Let's go for 3 weeks, and
Okay.
I can. I mean, I could probably modify at least 6 within 2 hours if I have the time.
Give me. You might get a discount because you helped them. Give me.
That's what I'm fishing for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intelligence plus your vac suit skill, 4 dice.
So my int isn't that good, but it's pretty good. It is 50. No, it isn't. Jeez.
So 8 plus your thing is.
It's 40.
Oh, fudge. Well, you
But
get.
I do have luck.
You do have luck. You could roll a single die. You might get lucky. Wait, what was your luck again? Was it 3?
It is 3.
All right. Well, you'll save. You won't save as much as I was planning on, but you know they appreciate you kind of helping out anyway. They'll knock it down. They'll knock down the first dose. Like give you a slight discount of about 200. So instead of 3,000, yeah, paying 3,000 for the first dose, you only pay. Math, 1,700. No, not 1,700. That's not right. Is it? Brain. Minus 200. 2,800. Die. So 2,800 for the first dose and 3,000 for the. You know what? Nah, you were lucky. 2,800 for times 3. So because you're buying 3 doses, so total of 8,400 is what you owe them. Because you help out, but you notice that part of the problem is that apparently you find yourself in the company of other vac suit workers who are part of the union who are being hired to help with this. Because they're the ones who came up with the idea. It's like, you know, psi shields are pretty good for psychic diseases. That's why they're getting away with charging so much, because the union's like, well, hey, you got to pay our expenses.
Fair enough. Is there a separate personnel discount?
You just got it.
That is not good enough. I'm only gonna do 2 then, because I don't have all that much money, and these are my travel, my travel expenses.
So you only owe 5,600 if you're buying 2 weeks.
That's fine with me.
Hervor and Calvier. What are you two up to as you kind of are at the the disembarking dock of the far trader that you were probably not going? You're not going to leave on, I imagine, given that it's riddled with disease.
Well, I don't suppose there's any more way that I can gather data about this disease. I have the report that you gave me last time about how it's supposed to act, etc., which I have reason to believe is slightly doctored, but in a bad way. Is there any way I can compare the report to what the hell is going on in that far trader?
You actually, you know what? I will give you 5 dice intelligence plus what was the skill we were using? Frick. Biology.
Which is going to be again 6 dice because this is hard because
biologics,
2 in
sorry.
biology. Yeah, 2 in
Yeah.
biology. So yeah.
Yep, you can give it a shot.
Success.
You might have figured it out.
Ugh. Ugh. Let me check what my skill is. You said int plus biology. I need like 11. If I have my personal computer with me, that's 12, right?
Yeah.
Let me just be sure. My int is a 9. My biology is a... God, I am the shittiest I got a master's in it, but I'm so shit. Okay, it's 12 overall, so nope. Just short.
Well, was there a way you could have tied into like the local databases?
Or like
Maybe
the
boosted a bit?
information,
Well,
or the information that I shared.
This roll is on the basis of like a snap. He realizes something once he left the dock. It's like he was there for 2 weeks, and it's like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to be studying people. 1 second, let me think. No, I can't think of anything. Calvi, you do know that because this planet is kind of scrambling to get to figure out the cure, or at least some sort of treatment beyond just stuff everyone in vac suits before, so they slowly die. You could, if you spend at least a day here at one of the universities here at Nasir, Nasir, one of the planet's hospitals, university hospitals, you would knock down a die, so it'd be a 5d6 roll. If you spend a week here, you could knock down to 4.
How much time do we have?
Right now, you don't have a place to, you don't have a ship to leave yet. But if you don't leave today, the planet's going to get locked down under quarantine.
That's no good, is it? We want to get to Darien, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a little while that we can wait before we get to Darien, but like several months.
Okay, let's see if
But if you can't fix this, then we don't want to get stuck here.
naturally. Let's see if I can use my university connections to try and get us a passage off-world while we still can. Hervor, do you want to come with?
Tarbin's already working on that. I think he's already got something lined up.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went along to make sure the person we're going with isn't infected already.
You could
Okay.
you could go to, there's a lot of sick people at the local hospital. You could go gather data.
That's okay. Do you want to come with me?
Do you need me?
And if you have something else you want to do, then go ahead. I'll use my biosniffer on people on the hospital. Well, ask permission, obviously, if I can't. I don't want to just go up and biosniff people.
Sure, I'll go with you.
Sure. All right. We'll head over to a hospital.
Okay. So you two are heading off to a hospital. So actually, I need the script, not that graphic, but this graphic. Kelly, give me education plus. I would go with your professional knowledge, which I believe can only maxes out at 4. So education plus 4. I think that's right. Might be 6. We'll go with 4 because that's what I remember. Education plus 4 on 3 dice to see if you can figure out the best place in the. Like, are you going just to the Star Town, or are you going are you going to go elsewhere on the planet?
Well, Star Town.
Star Town? Okay, yeah, it'd be 3 dice then for sure.
Okay.
Also-
my education plus 4 is a 16. 3 dice is maximum of 12. So can I just take half and we'll call it a day? Or do you want me to roll for it?
You do still need to roll because you could roll 3 6s and have a spectacular failure.
We do need to get you a vac suit before we leave.
Naturally.
Do you have 10,000 credits?
I do.
Okay.
Also, we're at the monthly social standing maintenance, so you owe your social standing times 100 in to maintain your lifestyle, your social standing rather.
My social standing is 10 times 100. I own 1,000 credits. Is that right?
Sounds right. Yep.
Sounds right. I'll pay it out.
Cool. Just need to make sure. It looks like you made the roll, so you do find a appropriate medical facility where you can get reasonable data. But of course, if you wish to buy a vac suit, first off, vac suits I believe was a number.
Can I scrounge one off the university if possible?
Sure, as long as you pay for it.
No,
I am an
don't-
associate, so
Yeah,
But you don't-
which means you have money.
you don't want to leave the spaceport without it.
That's the thing.
In fact, you don't want to walk around the spaceport without it. You want to get it as soon as possible, because if you get the disease before you get the vac suit, then the vac suit does literally nothing.
it just
Okay.
contains you. Yeah.
I'll hop over to the university logistics department and I'll be like, hey, I need a vac suit. And I'll pay.
10,000 for a
have-
standard one.
Do you have a discount for coworkers?
Give me 4 dice social standing plus 4.
Okay. I succeed.
They will give you.
I am quite famous, in these parts.
That's why I'm even making the roll. It's like, no, they know who you are. It's like, oh hell, yeah, we'd like to help you out, but we have to make sure. They will knock it down to 6,000 for a standard suit.
5,500, and we'll call it a deal.
You're not the only one who needs a suit. Sorry, you're not the only. There are
6,000 is fine.
Yeah.
Cheapskates.
I mean, if you want one of the Bush ones we have, it's not as good, but it will do
No.
just
6,000 is fine.
okay. Cool.
Lord knows I had worse when I was camped out on Asgard.
All right.
The toxic air and the fumes and the piss and the shit.
So now you need to put the standard vac suit on properly. Which do you have vac suit skill?
No, Hervor, could you help me out?
I only have a 1 in it. That's why I don't use vac suits.
The person you'd want to help you would be
In,
Yak N, but
in fact,
he's
yeah.
He's
or-
elsewhere.
I have spent a considerable amount of money to use things other than vac suits.
I'll ask the nice clerk at the desk. He's like, I'm sorry, could you help me?
Certainly.
I normally have my university assistant do this.
The vac suit person, the person at the desk will help you. They'll add 2 to your mod. They know enough to use it themselves. So between Hervor and the assistant, that's 3 on top of your dexterity, and it would be 2d6, but you don't have vac suit skill, so it turns into 3d6. 3d6 plus your dex plus 3.
Dex plus 3 is 12, so... Ugh, I
Yep.
hit it.
You put on the vac suit properly. Angit's daughter, or Hervor, I remember your suit. Your suit's rather nice. Is it a closed system?
For 3 whole days, it'll outlast.
Does it have a psi shield in it?
It does 4.
Oh, well, there you go. You're
Yeah, that's why I didn't worry about it.
give me, I believe it's battle dress because of your suit.
Yeah. In this case, it would be fighter, right? Because I don't have any levels in the specific knowledge of battle dress.
But it's a fighter skill, yeah.
It's a fighter skill.
Give me 3 dice dex battle dress to make sure everything's sealed perfectly, so you know for certain you're not going to catch anything.
Why dex and not int?
Fine motor skills. You're checking seals and stuff.
Oh, and remember, I did preventative maintenance on the suit. Like,
I'll give you +2 on the back of that. You're right, because you spent a whole week just making sure the suit was nice and spick and span. So you're kind of very familiar with all its nooks and crannies.
And I have a portable toolkit on me.
+1 on top of that. I believe you made it.
Yeah, I mean not by much, but yeah, I do.
So suited up, Calvier and Hervor head off to a nearby hospital at the hospital/lab in the Star City, which is packed and smog filled. But hey, you're in suits, so it doesn't much matter. And Calvier, due to your standing, there would be no if anything, they gladly accept your help. If you want to scan some of their patients, you want to input into the larger scholarly conversation about how to treat this, they are not going to stop you. So your scans would be, to get scans that would help you with this, would be int plus your biology skill at 3 dice. Because you're in a hospital setting, you get +2 to the roll.
4 dice because, again, this is hard, right? So int plus biology is 9 plus 2, 11 plus 2 because of the hospital, you said, right?
Yep.
So 13 at 4 dice. Oh my god, come on. Does my biosniffer help me any? Or my PC?
Hey,
+1 for
GM,
each.
Does
Then I hit it.
Nice.
Okay. I was about to ask, does the intuitions or whatever, because he wasn't here where we rolled, does he get?
No, there's nothing. What he
Nothing
would
to
have
get,
to
yeah.
roll higher than y'all, right? Which would
Yeah.
reset that y'all had gotten it.
Right. Well, I just didn't know if maybe he gets something. So
No, with my biosniffer and my PC, I hit the damn thing.
excellent.
Yep. So that means on your next time you check this, so you'll need to have another kick at the can. But whatever that check is, whenever you do that next check, you're down a die. You basically have.
Can you give me some lore? Like, what exactly do I detect when I scan these people?
So what you've determined is that the Soul Worlders themselves, any Soul Worlder that catches it, doesn't actually suffer the endurance loss. They don't die. They just become carriers. They get sniffles and they get a little tired, and they just become carriers for the disease. Other Sophons that are psychic or that are sapient, so could have the possibility of having a psi score, living beings, so not robots. They are susceptible to the disease, and what's happening isn't that their body is getting sick and breaking down necessarily. It's their psychic aura is being infected, and then their brain is being tricked into making their body act like it has the syndrome, and so their brain telling their body to break itself down.
Right, so wait, how do Sophons who are not exhibiting cases of psychic abilities actually affected? So their brain is also being tricked, or
No, everyone has psionic abilities, right?
Yeah,
It's just we don't know.
the only people who wouldn't would be Psynull. So either people who living beings who are Psynull who just have a natural immunity to psychic ability. Those people straight up can't catch it, but you can't induce Psynull. That's just something that randomly happens to people genetically. But the other things like robots, they don't get infected at all because there's nothing biological. There's nothing to infect psychically.
Yeah, everybody has a psychic field. That's how that's how somebody like Iblith can interact with them psychically. Is they have the field, they just can't use it.
right? Gotcha.
Can you remind me? Our job issued by the devotee was to find the cure, right? No, it was to find information first, and then
Find
a
most
cure was
information.
extra money.
Cure was
right,
half
like
a million credits.
the payment range from 50 to 500,000. 500,000 being find the cure.
Yeah, because they knew a place where because they knew where the key data that would make it super simple because they know where it was
Okay.
designed. Because it wasn't meant to be a disease; it was meant to be a way to induce psionic power. But this imperfect psychic power inducer is making the brain destroy the body.
So I'm starting to think we can just cut out the idea of going to the death triangle or whatever we were calling it. We can achieve that mission here. He's got patience, he's got access to medical equipment, and we are at minimum like 3 months away from being able to get to the danger triangle. So we might as well just accept being locked up here until the professor can pull out the cure.
The only downside is we don't get our ship yet, but
we probably could solve this problem and get to Darien before the guy who's going to set up the purchase of the ship could get to Darien, because he's traveling so slow in a jump one ship. Like, as long as we spend less than 50 days here, we'll catch up to him.
oh, that's true. We were gonna have that like, huge waiting period.
Right. My only concern is if we get stuck here and the information he really needs is in Anselholm, then we can't get up there.
Well, that's what the GM is saying. The cure, the information in Anselholm would make this easier, but it doesn't make it possible. We already have access to data that makes it possible. He has more difficult roles.
I'm fine with that provisionally. Sure.
Yeah, Anselholm is a better place. It's just we're not going to get there for a long time.
Okay.
So I think we just cut our losses on doing that, except that we're going to be locked up here and maybe rent some accommodations and let the professor do his thing.
So what happens if the lockdown lasts longer than 50 days then?
Well, we're not worried about how long it would theoretically last. We're worried about how long it will take until Kelvir pulls off the cure.
Oh, true.
So, if it lasts longer than 50 days, the guy who was going to buy the ship did not say, if you don't meet me here if you're not there when I'm there, you don't get a ship. He said, I'm going there. When you get there, I will set up the purchase of the ship. Right?
Yeah, and we already told him we would be meeting him or following him there, and so he was going to go ahead and start getting balls rolling.
And I'll tell you, lore-wise, in Travelerverse, if most people understand that it may take you time to get places. So if you say, meet me at X planet in another subsector at a certain day, they usually wait for like at least 30 days is kind of polite because it's like, well, something could have happened on your way here. So you have kind of a 30-day grace after that before he goes, okay, they're not showing up. I'm going to do something else. Especially for a big purchase like that. For a big purchase like that, he'd definitely wait because that's a lot of money coming his way if it turns out.
Which means we have like 80 days. We have like almost 3 months before we have to be there.
Okay. Do you have comm equipment to call the rest of us and let us know what the new plan is?
I do. My suit has an integrated comm 6, which means I think as long as you're within 50.
on me?
As long as you're
Actually,
within
I don't
50
know, but Tarpon
kilometers, I
does.
can talk
For
to you.
Tarpon.
Yeah, I've got a ruggedized comm unit.
Then I'll call up to Tarbin.
We'll get a Skype group call going on. Microsoft Teams.
Well,
let's
no,
go.
you
I'm
cannot.
fine with that, too.
You cannot get to my comm. It's in my helmet, and I'm not going to let you in the suit with me because that's too
Yeah,
personal.
but no, we can get a group call going, no?
Conference
All right.
call.
Conference
Oh.
call. right?
Anybody
No.
anybody not sharing any information they learned?
No, I think it's best if we just be open with each other, honestly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And Neok, are you willing to modify our various vac suits so that we are not wasting the? Because it sounds like the modification lets you not waste the internal air supply while still maintaining the sonic protection, right, GM?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Of course, I will help you modify your vaccines.
Cool.
I might
Alright.
even take a dig at the battle dress if permission is given.
It's
You wouldn't be able to do it with your vac suit skill. Battle dress is different skill. It's a fighter skill.
yeah. I might be able to do it, but
Right.
We
Okay.
could
So
work together.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
does the
Calvir-
vac suit have to come off to do that work?
Say again. Sorry.
Does the vac suit have to be off the person for this modification?
No.
Okay.
I mean, they will say it was. That's why they charge so much. Oh, we have to take it to this back room and do all this stuff. Neok's like, no, I can just do it while you're wearing it. Like, if anything, it's better if you're wearing it. So, like, if anything's wrong, I can fix it. So-
and
Yeah.
Calvir, if you need any other research information, access to this or that, let me know. I think this can come out of company funds, to be made back when we get paid for.
I need someone who's more tactful than I am, perhaps, to see if they can secure me something which might be a little bit of a sensitive topic. I'd like to take a look at the corpse of a recently deceased.
Yeah, I was
person.
already going to talk to a hospital administrator about some other things. So I will go handle this for you.
That's why I said someone more tactful, if possible.
Oh, I'm not going to do it tactfully, but they're not going to want to say no to me.
Okay, just remind them who I am. My name must carry some weight, I hope, around these parts. So
Okay.
hopefully.
Well, let me know if you need me to any other supplies, computers, whatever.
That's what I'm going. I want to go talk to the hospital administrator to basically find a lab for us to work in, find a room next to that lab that we can make a clean room to live in out of.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're
Some
just going to live
quarters
in
would
the
be nice.
hospital until this is done.
Some
Fair
quarters would be nice. Maybe not inside the hospital, but all right.
Well, that's why I was going to say a clean room. No one else comes down here while you're working. Right.
Okay. Yes.
That way we don't have to live in the vac suits and the body in the combat armor, right? We can take them off inside the clean room and live there for a while.
And I just like to dissect someone as soon as I can.
Yeah.
That should be the next logical step, anyways.
I will.
To see how. Oh, sorry.
I will say, if you offer to the hospital that you're gonna have a scholar sit here and help and who thinks they have a cure, they are not gonna fight you on this. You want living space? Sure, please.
Okay.
They're not gonna
give us. Are they gonna give us a cadaver?
Yeah, and given that I think almost everyone's social standing is fairly high except for Hervor and no.
I have better than average, but not high.
Both Neok and Hervor have lower than a social standing, but given that most of you are high and one of you two of you are pretty key, three of you have skills that help with this plague. You know what? We have a bunch of experts who are going to sit here with us for a while, helping us cure this. Sure, we'll give you space and get to work because that's kind of the problem with a planet like this. Their tech level, you guys are swinging at a problem that their tech level can't really handle. That's the problem they ran into. They're very industrialized, but the tech level only goes so high.
Their facilities are adequate for this, right?
Just barely. It's just enough to contain it, but not enough to cure it. They need your expertise to help cure it because you guys have information that they don't have. Like they're playing catch up to you, basically.
Okay. As challenges present themselves, I hope you guys will be able to help me out because I sure as hell probably won't be able to do everything on my own.
I hope. We'll definitely try our best.
Of course.
Okay. Meet me in the clear room, and we shall discuss a strategy on how to proceed. And
Which is just to like keep you working for a week, right?
or more, yes. Bring me much coffee.
The bear has
But also, if someone complains, if there's civil unrest that needs to be taken care of, help out the security forces. If
Right.
there's something I need that I cannot get myself, and somebody's more tactful than me, perhaps the Baronet, with their massive influence, can help me out.
Is that what we're calling it?
Happy to.
Yeah.
Additionally, well, your character was technically there, but you, the player, weren't there. Iblith did mention the fact that he's psychic and he's able to detect the disease. So if he's able to help in that direction,
Yeah, I think that
Yes.
would be.
Because a
Key.
vector of infection is also something we must understand. Where this thing is spreading and how fast it's spreading. I mean, I'm guessing we already have an inkling of how fast it's spreading, but
Well,
not exactly
so-
where it's spreading.
when we were on Andoril, I walked about the area and like everybody was feeling exhausted, which turns out that's kind of the stage 1 symptoms of feeling exhausted. Of getting sick.
Right.
So it's spreading pretty fast, it appears.
Okay, but there must be some common ground, as
Gotta
a
be.
ground zero on this planet, like where it came to be. If some of you could actually devote a part of your day to research where ground zero was, it
we
might
know
give
where
us a
we know where Ground Zero is, and it's very far away.
ground zero on this planet. I mean,
Which would be
Starport.
the starport.
starport. Yeah,
Yeah.
But like subject, what is it called? Subject 0?
yeah. Who was subject zero and how
They're
they got
probably not
infected?
even in the system anymore.
I still wouldn't mind it if you guys could dig around and see
Yeah.
if you can.
I
actually
can
find
try
some-
use my task contacts.
because understanding where this came from and how it came to be on this starport could be a means to solving it, perhaps. But we'll see.
Did you say that the Corby? Did you mention that there was Zodani contact on Narsil?
Yep. That's where, because this is where on the consulates are.
Excellent. I can probably consult with them as well then, because they're probably a little bit more aware of this.
Just a little bit.
If not responsible for it.
Hey, we're not pointing fingers until we have proof.
I'm just saying, police action, involvement in that whole region, sudden interest in it.
Continent
Well-
getting shut down. I know.
Gentlemen, as they would say in the old Solomani children's TV show, let's split up, gang.
Neok just separates into 6 parts. Not what we meant.
I didn't know I could do that.
Wait, can you?
No, you can't, but,
My backsuit.
Yeah, Neo,
Okay.
could you give me a short description of yourself? Because I believe I haven't seen you. Well, I have. The character has seen you, but I haven't.
If you scroll up in Discord, you'll see a picture of him.
Of
or
an
the
example.
species.
The basic,
Yeah.
basic bitch, hiver,
Yeah.
essentially.
The thing with the starfish
Mother
face.
of Christ, what is that?
That's a
Yeah,
hiver.
that's the correct response.
Good
but,
God, what languages do you speak? What is this? How do we communicate with you?
It has a vocoder.
Vocoder.
So
They speak with pheromones normally.
So
That is the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah, Neokan speaks through a gurgle, and then that gurgle is translated by a vocoder that sits approximately like chest height. That is below the headstock and between the forelegs, so to speak.
By the Emperor, that is horrifying.
Yeah, by the way, fun fact, the mouth is actually at the base of the torso right there at the bottom of the neck stalk.
Mother of God.
On the plus side, hivers are, despite their appearance, are super friendly. Don't like hurting people.
Yeah,
No,
they're
I
very
don't know.
shrewd poker players.
This thing's gonna eat me when I'm sleeping. God. Okay.
Well, do you want his help or not?
It's a
Naturally.
valid question, valid point.
Naturally, please. Just
Here, let me help you with your suit real quick. Just breathing into your suit real quick. Smell the sandalwood. Take a deep breath. No.
okay.
What was the question?
No.
Yes. Nyoken, he, him, they, them, it's.
Yeah, they don't have a gender. They're a mono.
Right.
Yes, but
Species.
in this case, he's socialized by other Sophons.
Who
Of course.
who
for-
got
for-
insight this go round?
Huh?
Who got insight this go round?
Given.
Iblif.
That
I
might
did.
be real. Yeah, you definitely.
Oh
wanna
yeah,
work
yeah.
with
I want to
Cal
roll
there.
insight on how we should go about this problem.
As I was describing my character,
Alright.
I'm just gonna do that real quick. Starfish, mostly pale, like pale flesh tone, with pink and blue, very muted colors in segments of the body entirely.
I'm assuming he likes long walks on the beach and looking at the starlight and things like that. Or is he
No,
not?
like-
Or is he not that kind of plant person? Or whatever.
Mostly flesh person, but mostly black coffee, violent sports, and going to Mayday demonstrations.
Okay. I'd ask how you consume the coffee, but frankly, I don't think it's something I'm supposed to know.
Slurping noises. That's all you need to know.
Go ahead, please.
Oh.
I believe in insight. Someone was trying to check their insight.
Yes.
To frame an insight, you have to. You're asking for what action. If an action is a proper course of action. So what are you asking me? Or what are you asking your insight? A better way to put it.
I'm trying to insight if our current plan excuse me. Our current plan for how we want to handle figuring out the cure is the right one.
Okay. What's your insight currently?
Insight is 7. I haven't used it yet.
So 2d6.
2d6 under 7. Come on, please. Oh my gosh, why?
You have
Why?
It goes down to 6. You have no sweet clue if this is a good idea or not.
Alright, cool.
Well, we'll do the old scientific method, you know?
Nothing
Oh.
ventured, nothing gained.
If it was 3 6s, I would have picked on you, but it's
See,
just an
but-
auto fail. So never mind.
But now it goes down to 6, and it's only 1d6. And so, like, if you're around later when Calver's making, try to figure things out, your insight might
Yeah.
really help you. Go, oh wait, you missed that
thing.
molecular bond. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, sweet.
All right. So my understanding is that everyone is going to do something to try to assist in Calvier's research over at least a week.
Yes.
So we know what Calvier's doing.
Slicing up a cadaver, yeah.
Each of you can present me an idea of how your character over the week is trying to help with this research.
Okay. So, for Iblif, he's gonna go to the Jodani consulate because he knows that certain psychics can detect this thing, and also mental shields can block it. So he's gonna see if they have any additional research as to, if they have any additional research on the cure, just in general, but also if there's a way we can figure out how specifically it's transmitted.
Give me social standing, 3 dice. That's it, really. Unless you have a
Okay.
skill that would help with that, but I don't think you do.
Let's see what skills I have at my disposal. Psionicology?
I'll take that, sure.
Cool. So 3 dice, looking for 14 or lower.
3 6s. Come on.
Come on. No.
I want the thought police to talk to you.
Oh, sorry. 3. I need to press 3.
I'll take 2, 3, and 6 because I just take the first dice to hit the table anyway.
Okay.
So 5
11.
plus 6 is 11. 11's within your number, I believe.
It is, yeah. Even without the Scientology boost.
Huzzah. Yeah, you're able to, through your rank as a baronet, which isn't terribly high within the consulate. They're not terribly keen to divulge state secrets to the sword worlders, but you are asking them, and you narrow your search to very specific things. So you're not trying to reveal military movements or anything. You just want to know very specific Scientology facts that they can give you.
Say plague. Yes.
Yeah. And like, well, okay. So you're able to present some data. You will add to a roll +3 because of the data you gained over the week.
Cool.
That said, though, give me a 3d6. You're testing against your psi score of 10 because you're not in a vac suit.
I guess
We've only been talking about it for like 45 minutes.
I know
we're gonna,
that.
We're gonna have to bunk up elsewhere. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't stay in the clean room now. You and Enoch need other arrangements.
Don't worry, I'll get you a hospital bed. It's gonna be real nice.
Yeah, y'all can have a hospital bed.
Okay, well, so long as I'm contributing to this cure. All right, 3d6, and I'm going for my psi score of 10.
Yep.
Ah, boy. Please, 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 please.
Yes.
Your psi shield catches. Your natural psi shield catches it. You resist it.
Okay, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna stay in the safe rooms of the hospital now that my job is done.
Who's next? Who wants
So
that?
what did you find out, Iblith?
Yeah, what did I find out materially? Like, I know it's mechanically it's +3, but what did I learn?
So, the Jordani are very well versed in Scientology and and psionic diseases, and they've had thousands of years to mess around with that. So, basically, Iblith just gets very high level medical data on psionic diseases and is able to kind of just present that to him, and he knows what's useful to Calvier and what's irrelevant. It's like, yes, that's a neat little factoid about psionics, but that doesn't help Calvier in any way. Yes, dogs can do this. That's nice. That doesn't help him, though. I'll take this data. So it's one of those things. You get the feeling from this role that this plague is of no threat to the Jordani. It's of no threat to the nobility. It's of intense threat to the proles. But and it is actually, I will add on top of that this is something that you could, because it's a psionic disease. If any scion has the ability to touch, they can heal the disease away.
Wait, you're saying I can just get rid of it?
You could, yep.
From one person at a time. Right.
Well,
Yeah.
well, yes, but
With great
if one of
effort.
us catches it,
Oh yeah.
Which one of us has?
hey, I should probably go try that, shouldn't I?
You can do that roll right now if you want, because you do realize that you could literally go back to the thing and reach out and touch Neok. Go, I'm going to cure you.
Yeah. With your permission, I believe I can cure the disease from you.
Any physical touch is welcome in Hiver society. Please go ahead.
Cool. Okay.
He's not
All
wrong.
right. First time using one of these things. How does it work?
First, you pay for the DLC. It's about $80 American.
Whoa.
Well, I gotta pay overhead, you see, for the internet that's failing and stuff, and has nothing to do with us accidentally kicking the power off.
So, because I have like 10 points into the touch.
You got the... No,
Reach
never
out
mind.
and touch face.
His
Mind meld.
amorphous body.
It is.
Sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much.
I
I
hate
can
all
touch
of
people
it.
from range too if I need to.
Your feelings.
So...
Do you wanna touch? Do you wanna touch?
Guys,
Do
some
you
of this
wanna
might be
touch me
TOS.
there?
It might
So-
be TOS recording.
So it is, let's see, 2 dies the base.
Psychics on me.
Then it's gonna be direct.
Yep, it's gonna be direct, so you have to touch them. I will increase it to 3 because of the novelness of the disease.
Fair enough.
That said, constant is what? Oh, the constant is the 1 second.
Because normally with the healing or harming thing, I just declare how many dice of damage I'm trying to do.
How much have you temporarily lost, by the way?
3.
3?
Besides the medical steroids that I've been getting.
Oh, I follow what it's saying. Okay. So 2 dice is what you're rolling. Your target number is
The number of points I put into it? Oh, wait, no, there's like a whole equation, isn't there?
Yeah. You want to do at least 1 die to heal what he's lost.
Okay.
Maybe 2. So what's your direct? So it's your touch. Oh, that's what it is. I'm smart. Your touch ability plus your direct ability.
So 25.
Minus the amount of hits, the amount of D6s you're trying to heal. So at least 1, maybe 2 would be a good idea.
Okay.
How many are you shooting for?
Let's go with...
If you go for 3, it's guaranteed, right? If you succeed.
If I succeed, yeah. Let's go with the 2.
Okay. And what is your the target minus your target's mental size, which is Neokin's int plus education squared.
Oh boy.
So let me figure that out. Doop.
Even with a calculator, I wouldn't be able to figure that out.
I can figure that out. Been forever since I've done that, but so 16.
I only play smart characters. I am not a smart character.
Sorry, let me try that again. Make sure I got that right.
It's my favorite thing about like the internet is that any kind of formula I need, there's a site that has it where you just plug in the numbers you know into the appropriate one and it spits out the answer.
Right?
If there's ever a mathematical problem that you don't know, there's always an Indian out there that knows it better than you do.
Wow.
It's true.
Either
Yeah,
one,
we-
really. No,
Have you seen how many tutorial videos those guys do? God.
So 16 times 16
Oh boy. That's a big number.
is 256.
Oh, wait. Minus 256.
Mm.
From what?
Are we sure it's not supposed to be times 2?
I'm beginning to think it's times 2, because squaring it may be a little silly.
Might be absurdly large numbers very quickly.
I mean,
So,
fuck it. Let's cube it. Just for the fun.
yeah. 16 times 2 is 32. That's still rough.
Okay.
So what
Wouldn't
number
that
do you
be a
have at the end of
negative
that?
number?
Oh, well, you have to roll less than this number.
Yeah, that's a negative number. Because my thing is 25, and you're subtracting 32 from it.
So does that mean you can't possibly succeed?
You would have to roll on 3 dice 3 ones to succeed.
Try curing just 1d, perhaps.
Yeah. If I change it to 1 dice, does that change it at all?
So instead of -3 to your roll, it's -1. Because the size is based on his int plus his education.
Why are you so dang smart?
his mind is very robust, so it's hard to do something to him.
I'm trying to help you, dang it.
Ow.
We'll
got me.
we'll inoculate him as soon as we can.
I think you mean neoculate.
Oh.
I'll see myself out.
Hardy har har.
You could double your psi ability, if that helps you at all, if you could take a psi drug. Your touch ability.
Where do I get that? And for how much?
From the consulate, and it would
Yeah.
cost 2,000.
Cost you
The
that.
company will pay that.
Isn't there a downside to taking those drugs?
Downside to drugs? Don't be stupid.
It requires a sanity check upon awakening.
Oh. Yes, my wonderful, wonderful sanity score that I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Hmm.
He'll let you know when it's need to worry about it.
Oh, you mean if I decide to go through with this?
The only alternative would be a psi amplifier, which would help you, but this planet doesn't have the tech level to present you that sort of stuff.
Unfortunately. Because one of those would be fantastic to have.
Yeah, that would totally solve the problem right now.
So, how long are we expecting the cure to take? Because, like...
We don't even know what the cure is.
Yeah.
Because first he has to find the cure, then he has to administer it.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out if he's even at risk of dying if I don't do this. Because,
how many
like...
times does he... When does he have to make the checks?
At the end of the week, checks endurance, and if fail, loses a d6 worth of endurance. If brought down to 0 endurance, then he is out of commission.
If he were to be
if he loses 2, sorry, I'm wrong. If you lose 1, you're just not feeling
and
good.
How are you determining when you've zeroed the first stat? What's your method for determining the second stat that's attacked?
Highest of strength or dexterity.
If
so then
is cured,
in the worst case
He would be restored,
scenario, we have 3 weeks. We probably have 5 or 6 weeks. So he is not going to die unless this takes more than a month.
Plus, consider Neok did buy some drugs to kind of help buff his his endurance, so he might just tank the endurance check anyway for the week.
I mean, so how about this? If it looks like the cure is too far away towards like the end of that, then I can try. Oh wait, no, the healing will be harder later on, won't it? Because I'm restoring more.
Yeah.
You don't have to restore everything. You choose how much you restore.
True.
So
to
it might
heal
take-
him, would I have to restore everything, or would I just have to successfully
To
restore
heal him
some
of the
it?
disease, you'd have to heal all of it.
Oh.
Which you could do over time instead of doing all at once, right?
Except the side drug only lasts a day.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you could do multiple attempts on the day and just try not to get exhausted.
This is true.
So theoretically, it's possible.
Yeah, I guess it's either do it now or wait for the cure.
What do you think,
Yep.
Neok? You comfortable with waiting until you slowly wither and die?
Well, I mean, I've lived this far.
And you shall continue to live by the grace of my hands further on. But first, my hands have to start working.
Out of curiosity, what happens if one fails a sanity check?
You lose a certain number of sanity, and if you're brought to 0, your character, I have to look up the rules about insanity.
Well, I'll give you the what's left of my sick days from my time at work, so you can use my union credit to go to a therapist.
That's much appreciated.
Us hivers are very good therapists. Did you know?
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
We could
Very
also try to hit Neok with a really, really big brick, says chat.
Anyways, away from topics where we murder our fellow travelers, Neok, could you go help out my research in any way possible?
Yeah.
Yes,
Let's.
I will.
I'll
be doing
forego
preventative
the
stuff.
attempt.
Say again, Neok, sorry.
Go ahead.
I will do what is known as crowd control in this, that I make sure that there are subjects to treat so that not all of them die from lack of help with their vac suits. Also, I'm gonna talk to the union members that are helping and show them, okay, so this is how you do, and this is how we save time doing it.
Oh, okay. 3 dice intelligence plus fact suit.
That is well within.
Yeah. And your help makes Calvier's job easier by +2.
There you go.
And give me an endurance check, Niak.
I have the drugs.
Oh, that's right. Yep. That buffs it by +2.
All right. 1 die. Or how many?
I believe I've been saying 3 dice for the disease. Yeah.
Night, everybody.
Is that outside your
Yeah.
That's 7 above my base endurance.
You temporarily
no.
lose 1 to your base endurance.
All right, so I'm down to 1. Or no, I'm down to 2.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Who's next? Arvar Tarbin.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
It's like 2
Are we gonna
Canadians
fight this?
arguing.
I am going to. This has not turned into like the purge yet, right? Like it's
Not yet.
people are concerned and wearing around, but it's not like rioting outside, right?
No.
Okay. Then can I just use leader to keep Calvier and the other help Calvier is getting organized and his access to the hospital organized and the hospital getting us things on time and things like that?
I'd like to help with that.
You're doing your own thing at the moment, unfortunately. You're tied up helping with teaching people how not to suck at vac suits, so to speak.
I mean, I'm coordinating one part of what Herber is trying to do.
I will randomly check to see if you're lucky enough that you are free at the same time they are. Unfortunately not.
I see. Fair enough.
When at a loss, roll flux is a good byline for Traveler. So Hervor, you would be rolling. You're using leader, so I would say intelligence plus leadership with 3 dice.
Okay. What's making it difficult?
Dealing with a lot of people in the middle of a crisis. You're not directing Marines, you're directing doctors and scholars, which isn't your bread and butter, that sort of thing. That's my reasoning, anyway.
All right. Oh, sorry, that's short of D6. But it doesn't matter, it already failed.
Tarbin.
Okie dokie. I was asked to track down patient 0 here on Narsil, so that is what I'm going to set about doing. So I'm going to try and track down first try to track down who it was. And then, okay, there's things like to do. Who it was, if they're still around and alive, and where they came from, I think would all be good questions to try and answer.
I would say intelligence and streetwise with 3 dice.
Okay. So my streetwise is 3, so it doesn't. This is hard. Doesn't kick in.
You kids want to buy some drugs?
3 dice. I'm looking for a 13 or less. Yes.
Oh, author just explained the explanation for the brick. It's not to murder him, it's to lower his mind score so the baronet can cure him.
Oh, I see.
Brilliant.
You don't need a brick for that. You just need like a fifth of the appropriate beverage.
4. 4 is the bonus that Tarbin gives. Calvier. All right, so...
First things first, if I may, I'd like to go to the university and buy myself a booster.
a
Oh, and
booster?
before you quite leave Tarbin, I have curious this round. So while I'm looking for this guy and going through all this, I'm thinking about like, okay, knowing what we know about who it affects, who it doesn't affect, and all this kind of stuff at this point. You know, I'm curious, what would be the strategic / tactical purpose of releasing this into the wild?
Give me your curiosity roll, yeah. What's your score?
6.
6. Well, it's the purpose, the strategic value of doing this would be to weaken the power of the various lord leadership of the Sword World Confederation, so that, well, actually no, I take that, spin that around.
Right.
It would basically turn the entirety of humanity against Sword Worlders, and would trigger a sort of crusade against the Sword Worlders, because they would be seen as the vectors of the disease. And it would isolate them from the rest of humanity. And actually, it even goes further, because it seems to jump species like it did to Neok. It would also have the knock-on bonus of making the Vargir, the Hivers, and the Aslan, and all of them basically team up. An entire known galaxy's worth of empire strength aimed at just the Sword World Confederation.
Wow.
Yeah, so can I buy a booster? Do they sell drugs?
Booster of what? Sorry.
Intelligence. I need to be smart.
You could do that, and I almost forgot to answer Tarbin's thing from earlier from the original question. I gave the mechanical, not the lore. My bad. So the original people who came across this, most people don't know exactly who it was, but the first cases happened after a jump from Spoom to Narsil, and then it traveled. So Narsil was the vector that went up this arm to Narsil, Andoril, and Orcus, not the other way around.
So it's spreading towards Darien, actually.
Or from Darien.
From Darien, yeah.
From Darien. Ooh.
It's like, oh wait, I probably should tell you that. That's kind of important.
Interesting.
All right, so you want a booster, do you?
Yeah, I need to buy some heroin. Can I score some?
I mean, I'm not sure that's going to help your intelligence at all.
Yeah, it's not going to help your intelligence.
For 1,000, so I can give you a booster.
I'll do that. Let me just take away the fun.
And you get, lucky, +5 to your intelligence.
Nice. Okay, so I'll take a leather belt, I'll strap it around my upper arm, tighten it with my teeth, kick around, with my fingers over there, feel it, and in you go.
Fatal.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, I'm sure they can probably just give it to you in an inhalable form. This is not. This is a decently teched world.
Calendar's like, I want to do it old school. Make it
I was like,
liquid.
this
we have an
is-
aerosol if you
No,
want.
this
Duct.
is how I administered it when I was on Asgard. Let me do it.
Oh, and
It's like, is this the medically approved way of administering?
Calver, be sure and take that 1,000 out of the party money pool.
I still got my own money pool. Don't worry about it. This is for me, so I
Well,
do it
but-
better. Yeah. Don't
doing-
worry about it. Party funds
Alright.
will remain unaffected for now.
So, so the original roll was 6. We knocked it down by 1 die because of the research you've done. So that's 5. So 5d6. Your target number is increased by the drug puff you got, plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
+9. Okay, drug puff I got +9. Does the laboratory give me anything?
It'd give you +1 for sure.
+1. Okay.
+2. It is a pretty good laboratory.
Okay, let's narrow it down. So my intelligence is 9, +5 that you said is 14, plus my biology is 16 overall, plus all the bonuses,
Which is 25.
25. And because my biology is at 2, that means this is hard kicks in, so I'm rolling 6 dice again.
No, it's 5. I already took this as hard into account.
And the lab makes it 27.
Yeah. Got it. I toil away with drugs
Nice.
working in my system.
And with that, you are able to discover the cure to the psionic version of the entrope spirit syndrome. For now, you will be able to cure yourselves from it and administer it. As people who made it, the hospital is willing to just give you 10 doses if you encounter it again. Our pharmacist will make it and just give you 10 doses on top of the treatment they give to Neok. Like, here's 10 doses just for being the one who discovered it. If you need more, go to we're going to note you in the database here in Narsil, and we can make more.
Okay. Can we patent it?
Yeah, they don't own this. We own it.
Well, if you want to go through the advocacy and spend a week
We do.
or so.
To patent the cure?
Because-
Yeah.
To hand it off to the person who paid us to make it, we need to own it.
Now, our deal was that with that person that we would get paid for it and it would be freely available to everybody. So I think it's just the fact that we discovered the cure.
Even if we want to make it freely available to everyone, we need to be the patent holder.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
We'll
So we
wait a
do need
week,
to spend the
but,
week doing the admin to try to get to own this.
Yeah.
I'd like to negotiate with the university here that it's not just my accomplishment, it's our accomplishment. All of us together.
Or if you can just convince them to work with you to author the patent and then agree that no one will profit from it. That would
Well,
work too.
actually, yeah. No one
That I
should
could work with.
No one should profit from it. I mean,
Agreed.
it should be freely available to everyone.
So
Yeah. Whatever we've got to do to make sure that happens and nobody can come back later and go, oh no, we now own this.
that would be advocate, because the university would be helping you with this. It's not 3 dice, it'd be 2 dice. 2 dice, intelligence plus advocate.
That's
Does
the
anyone-
opposite.
Do
Well,
you have
you're
it?
gonna
Have
be
at
the
it,
one doing
Neok.
it.
Go on.
Neok's got advocate.
I'll make the introductions, to all the professors and everything. You do your thing.
Was it 2 or 3 dice?
2.
But we might need to help you. Yeah, that I was about to get to that because your intelligence is so low.
I have some knowledge with bureaucracy. is there a way that we can try and maybe cut through the red tape? Because I've been at universities before. I know how this works, I assume. Let's try and cut through the red tape while we're doing this. And,
Well, before you get ahead of me, you might want to slow down. Neok can roll luck.
I can still do that.
Yep. It's just
It's unlikely, but hey, it might happen.
Yeah, you
I
have
mean,
to roll one or two.
I rolled 3 earlier.
So you might roll 2 now. 2 or
Yeah.
1.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So you were saying Calvier has bureaucracy.
yeah, I have bureaucrat. See if we can maybe cut our way through the red tape.
So
help
I
out
would
with-
allow you to do that because Neok attempted advocate. There we go. You can attempt bureaucrat with 3 dice plus your intelligence.
Because my bureaucrat is 1, does this is hard kick in?
Yeah.
before you roll. Could Tarkin assist with either his Streetwise or Broker to maybe give Calvier's roll a boost?
You can be a fallback attempt
Okay.
if this fails.
Okay, can I also argue to put my admin in here?
It would be either or.
Either or. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll roll 4 dice, and what did you say was intelligence?
Yep.
Does my booster still work?
It'd be a new week, so you'd have to buy another booster.
I'll pay an additional 1,000. and
Okay, let's see how
jack
much this
myself-
booster gives you.
Jack myself with the heroin once more.
+1. This boost didn't go very well.
I'm still feeling it from the last one. God. Okay, it's something. So, 4 on an 11. It's worth a shot. Oh, so close! No!
Oh.
Oh.
So Tarvin can attempt.
Yeah, if you fail Tarbin, I'm probably gonna use.
Actually, GM, one thing before we give up entirely on me. Can I argue to use my social standing instead of my intelligence?
Unfortunately not, because you're not in the Imperium.
Oh dear. Okay.
So what we're
We're
trying
in
to
the
do
Sword Worlds.
is patent this for ourselves, or make the agreement with the university where the patent is universally available.
We're trying to make it open source.
Okay.
We need the patent to exist, and the people who own that patent agree not to charge anyone to use it.
Right, and we get credit for the discovery. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, this is going to be sketchy, but if I can do it through Streetwise and bribery, that's going to be the best way to do it, because I'm higher there, I think, than Broker.
Intelligence plus Streetwise. How much you bribing? For
Well,
for each 1,000, you increase your target number by 1.
Drop a 10. Drop a cool 10. I think we got the money.
Okay, what am I rolling?
3 dice, intelligence plus Streetwise.
3 dice against a 13.
So you're only gonna fail on 666s if you spend 5,000.
Or 6,000.
In fact, you don't even want to spend that. You would just spend 4,000, because
Yeah.
yeah.
So we will spend 4,000. Okay. So that jacks me up by 4, so that's 17 off of 3 dice.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Where's
where
the die roll?
persuasion and goodness don't get you, hard currency will, I guess.
Welcome to the Traveler verse.
Right. You know.
Everybody loves hard currency.
Yep.
Well,
There we
hey,
go.
that's a fine roll. They could have done it without.
I know. So
So after 3 weeks of hard pushing and trying to do it through the law, doing it through the connections, and then eventually money talks.
the bear who made that big whole argument about the morality of our endeavors finally rolls his eyes and greases the appropriate palms and egos.
You now have the patent structure that you desire.
Good.
All right, and we will, since there is an office of the Azir Church, we will inform them, who should be able to get word to
The Temple of Luck.
devotee to Vagmalvar, that we have cured that disease, and our account number is here.
Well, we cured the psychic version of the disease. There could be other variants.
The original one has been cured. That was the whole problem. They knew what the
Yeah.
original disease was. Like, well, just stop eating the tainted food, you dimwit, and you'll be
Right.
fine. Whereas the psychic one was mimicking that disease.
When can
So-
we expect the mass production of the vaccine?
They need to get an express boat out to them. It will take. It has to get to a capital world, so it needs 1, 2, 3, 4.
The
Well, express.
Darien-
Sorry, 1, 2, 3. 3. It would take 3 weeks for the border worlds to get it, and 4 weeks for total for the Sword World capital to get it.
Let's hope
But
people
for the
don't die.
Darien capital to get it, it's only like 2 weeks, right?
1, 2, because you could be ferrying it along. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, there's no express boat going from Nars. Oh no, express boats have 2. I'm lying.
Yeah.
No. You could totally get it to Darien's. Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
and they could get to Darien and get back in 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And with that information I'm giving to the Azir Church, I'll also, include the formulae and whatever permissions necessary to, distribute it even further through them.
And in the source code of the formula shall be all of our names because we
Right.
all worked very hard on it.
Everyone's social standing goes up by 1
Yay.
Ooh.
because you are now known as the people who cured the disease.
Ooh.
Is that including me?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's very
Uh,
nice.
as a mechanics question, does it affect our social or our fame?
I'd have to think about fame. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I know social definitely would go up, but your fame would go up. I just don't know exactly how I would do it.
Okay.
I'm guessing that my endurance goes back to it.
Yes, that would have been treated by the hospital. Yeah,
My social is now at 13. Ooh.
because
Wow.
once you're given the cure, you just have to rest and it comes back.
Did I end up using the endurance steroids? The second dose.
No.
Then I have something to settle at a later date.
Do you want to return it and get your money back?
Or you could
Or-
just keep it in your back pocket.
You could.
Or you could let me jack myself with it in my spare time. I don't know.
I mean, that depends on what you're
Doctor.
gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
It has a grosser value of like 2,800 credit.
Hey, I made you more famous, didn't I?
And
God.
Tarkin will go out and buy the ingredients to cook meals that help Calvir safely come down and recover from
that's awesome,
his
yeah.
booster drugs, and that help Neokin more quickly and healthily regain his strength.
Good
Whose
times.
quest was this? It was the lady, but oh wait,
Yeah,
I
it was-
know where to look.
The devotee, I've got her name over
Devotee.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Tivagmavar. Tivagmavar. La la.
You have saved the border worlds from a terrible fate.
And hopefully earned
Hooray.
500,000 credits.
Hopefully.
Oh.
That would be a big chunk of money. I'm
Yeah, this
now.
was a big job. this was the big contract. That's why I was saying, we spend company funds because we're,
we're gonna make him back.
right.
Except, drugs. I can take care of that. I guess.
The money won't get to you because it takes time for her to
Right.
know and for it to get back to you. So it would take. Well, actually, short of actually going to the planet itself and getting the money from her, it would be put into central banking in 30 days.
By the time we reach Darien, we should.
Yeah, by the time we reach Darien, when we need it.
By the time we leave this world, because don't we have to wait for the mass-produced vaccine to get back to here?
Did they lift the lockdown?
They'll lift the lockdown once you have the cure, because they can cure the planet very rapidly once they figure out.
Okay.
Because we're at, like, let's see. You've been here for
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Well, 1 week for the research, plus 3 weeks to get the patent down. So you've been here a month.
Oh, we got to pay crap again.
Oh
Yeah.
God!
Yeah, you have to pay your social standing again.
But I just paid it. No.
It's okay.
I will.
Okay,
Actually, what I'll tell you all is that your month has been waived because the government, the governor of the planet, is willing to cover the costs.
And besides, we've been kind of slumming it inside the hospital.
Well, and
Unless you don't want the Lord to pay. Unless you don't want the planetary governor to pay for it. Like they don't mind
Oh,
paying
you
for it.
can.
it's fine. But I think once we like, I don't know. Once we figure out what we're going to do, like company wise, that I don't know. We'll figure something out to cover all that.
Yeah, social standing starts costing when you're high standing like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, with all that set aside, you have achieved a major mission. You've made yourself a little more famous, and you've helped save a lot of people from undue suffering.
Yay!
For now,
Yay.
that will be the end of today's episode. For those of you who are watching, thank you very much for watching. For those of you who are playing, thank you very much for playing. And we all hope to see you next time when we actually cross the gap that we intended to cross. And away we